And after a break of a few weeks, which I apologise for, guys, we are back with another video, episode 260. I expect many of you will recognise the scenery behind me. Yeah, we're back on Aspen Lake. Not been on here since New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, when unfortunately that session was a blank. So I thought, well, seeing I've not been here for a couple of months, I thought it was about time I got back. A few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, we had them kind of back-to-back really bad storms, which is why, you know, I didn't get out kind of the week after I'd been to txi-d Lakes in my last video. And then last week my bad back was playing up again, which, you know, I intended to come out fishing last week, but my arthritis was playing up, so hence there's a bit of a gap between last video and this video. But anyway, yeah, we are at the bank again, and as I said, we are at Aspen. I say we, it's only me. We're back at Aspen Lakes. Managed to get the bench swim, popular swim, as I've previously mentioned in videos before. I got here and there was only two other anglers on the whole lake. My mate Clive, who's over the other side in the swim where funnily enough, where I did catch from when I caught last year. And then there's another boy, Steve, on the top bank about halfway along. So only three of us on the lake at the moment, so we're all kind of nicely spread out. And yeah, I'm in the bench swim. Can't remember the last time I ever got to fish this swim. In all the times I've been here before, the bench swim being the popular swim that it is usually taken. My mate Darren, he was in this swim a couple of weeks ago and he managed to get the lake record out, and I think it was at 45.2. I'm pretty sure it's the same fish that Lee and Pavel had previously. You know, I'll put a picture of it for you now to look at, but I'm pretty sure it's the same fish. I'm sure it was 45.2, and yeah, like I said, so Darren caught it out of this swim. So anyway, waffling. We're not fishing yet. I'm still kind of mid setup at the moment. I've still got to tie some rigs yet because I'm going to fish PVA bags this session. Not going to use the bait boat. I haven't even brought the bait boat with me. So going to be doing old-fashioned casting. So I need to tie some rigs because I've depleted my stock of barbless PVA bag rigs. And then before I do that, I'm going to have a walk around to the other side and go and chuck a bit of bait in to bait the swim up before the rods go out. So I'm going to go and do that, get back, tie some rigs, and then the rods will go out. So it's going to be late afternoon. It's already, I think, 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. I got here about 2 hours ago. So, you know, up to now has been getting everything set up. So, right, without further ado, let's go fishing. I'm going to go and put some bait in first. Right guys, so I've come around to the far bank now. You can probably just about make out my swim across the way, left side of shot here. So when eventually I do put my rods out, I am going to fish up this channel that goes up towards the bridge with me right hand rod, and I will probably use this little kind of yellowy coloured tree here as a marker for me right hand rod, as a distance marker. So we'll just put a couple of handfuls of boilies on that spot. I've got baiting up with the seafood, got a mix of 15mm, 12mm and dumbbells. Right, middle rod. I'm going to fish on the left hand corner of the channel. Pretty much about there. Again, 2 handfuls of boilies. Have a nice spread. And then the left hand rod is going to go up against the bank a bit further down the island. So I'm going to need my catapult for that one, which I have with me, and then also a better angle down the bank. There guys, trust your catapult. There's some reeds pretty much centre of shot up the bank, which is a nice spot to fish to. It's also the spot where Darren caught that 45 from a couple of weeks ago. So, oh, they went too far. That one was on target. We'll do one more. Absolutely spot on. Right, so that's the baiting up done for today, at least anyway. It's really windy out in the open air out on the spit of the island, so apologies for any wind noise. Right, let's get back round to the swim. Okay, so I'm almost ready to start fishing. Rigs are tied, and they are now also in PVA bags, what I've already made up. So all I've got to do now is find the range to them spots where I put that bait in earlier on. So it's not very far. I think it's something like about 11, 12 wraps, something like that. But well, I normally use a bait boat. I can't remember. So so we'll do some casting with just the lead on, and then try and remind myself what it is to them spots. That looked a very good first cast, to be fair. Obviously a bit of bow in the line where it was just a loose cast, so see where that hits now with the line in the clip. Probably gone about a rod length beyond where I want to cast, to be fair. Might be about it. Tell you what I think I'm going to do actually, guys, rather than trying to find the mark to the right hand rod, I think it'd be easier if I find the mark to the middle rod, because where the middle rod is going to be fishing to the corner of the island, I already know from where I put the bait in earlier on, my right hand rod is about another rod length past that up the channel. So I think it'd be easier to find my middle rod range first, and whatever that is, just add an extra rod length onto that range. That would have made more sense. Why didn't I think of that before? Well, that has hit the island, so that was obviously too far. So I think where the clip is might already be at the right length for the right hand rod. I'm clearly making more of a faff out of this than I need to. Alright, let's try the right hand rod again. Yeah, that looks pretty much about in line with that kind of little yellowish tree that we baited up from earlier on. Right, what I'll do, I'll put that round the wrap sticks, and then I'll do another rod with a rod length less and see where that lands. There you go, so I've done the wraps. That was 14 wraps. So what I've just done, I've wound it back down to 13 wraps, put the line back in the clip, and if I've judged it right, I reckon 13 wraps should be about the right distance to the corner of the island. Not far off, that was about 2-3 foot from the island, so because of the slopage of the island underwater, I know I need to come back about another 6 foot than that so I can be at the bottom of the drop off. So we will wrap up to 12.5 wraps, and I reckon that should be absolutely cock on. Right, 12.5 wraps. Probably. Still reckon I want to take a couple of feet off of that. The main thing is knowing that you're going to be at the bottom of the drop off, because when I'm fishing PVA bags, if I land on the slope, obviously the PVA bag will start rolling back towards me, and if the PVA bag melts halfway down the roll down the slope, I'm probably just going to end up with a tangled rig. So that seems absolutely perfect. Right, We will pop that back round the wrap sticks. And I know I can be dead accurate with all my casts from here onwards. Right guys, so that's all the rods clipped up, all the PVA bags are on, and I think I'm going to get this timed pretty much about just right because it's just starting to rain, so not ideal when you're fishing with PVA bags, but hey ho. Right. Hey guys, so as you see all three rods are out. I forgot to press record when I put the left hand rod out, so yeah, but yeah, all three rods are now out. If I wanted to be a little bit picky, the third rod did land probably about 3 foot to the left of them reeds, but it's a solid bag, it's fishing wherever it lands. And that first catapult of boilies I put over that rod did go a little bit too far anyway, so but, right, anyway, so that's it guys, we are fishing. That is the start of 3 nights fishing. I've got to do a bit of housekeeping now to tidy up the bivvy. Something's behind me sounding like it's giving me a round of applause. But yeah, that's it. We are fishing guys, so I'll do a bit of tidying up and then put me dinner on and fingers crossed. Like I say, we're about 4:30 now, so that's it. Obviously the rods are going to be fishing for the night now. So once I finish talking to you guys, I'll put the camera away, and then the camera won't come out unless any carpy action does happen from between here and the morning. Right, fingers crossed guys. Hopefully I can get my first fish out of here since November. Good morning guys. Well, I say morning, it's mid-morning, just gone 10 o'clock. I did wake up earlier in this, you know, the normal score, get up, have a wee, look at your rods, see if anything's changed, like your bobbins and that. Went back to bed and went back to sleep. Yeah, obviously nothing up to now has happened. Had a bit of a liner, sort of a on the left hand rod during the night. No idea what time it was, but it was enough to kind of make me sort of lift my head and kind of wait a few seconds to see if anything would happen. Obviously it didn't. And then at 6 o'clock this morning I had the very same thing happen on the middle rod, which is what kind of woke me up. And then but yeah, obviously the same, nothing happened, so either liners or something mooching about in the general vicinity where I've got the rigs. After they filled the lake in and made it flat, well, it's like a year and a half ago now. The lake is fairly uniform now, and I use flying back leads and back leads, so I know my line is pretty much pinned down from, I'd say almost the rod tips, because I slide the back leads out a couple of rod lengths. So is it liners, you know, with my line being pinned down, or is it where fish have been mooching around the rig area, or is it fish just blatantly taking the mickey and just passing right by where my line goes down under my rod tips? Or it could even just be the wind. It is still quite breezy today. Trying to disguise my camera beside the bivvy as much as I can to shelter it as much as I can from the wind. So, you know, so the blog doesn't sound rubbish with lots of wind noise. But anyway, first things first, morning drink, breakfast, and then we'll decide what to do after that, whether to wind the rods in and put some fresh bait on or whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, breakfast first, I think. Right guys, so you join me early afternoon now, and I'm just going to make up some more PVA bags for my next recast whenever I do that. I'll show you these PVA bags. I mean, most viewers say PVA is PVA, and essentially it is. I went to the Big One show weekend just gone. While I was walking around, I see a stall with the name Carp King on above the stall. So I thought, oh, I'll go over and have a look, you know, because I am the Carp King. And when I got to the stall, it was they were a PVA brand, fairly new on the scene. I think I've seen them on Instagram and that. You know, because, you know, when I put in my own thing, Carp King, and I see their one pop up as well. Oh. Bleep on the right hand rod. But yeah, so I went over to the stall called the Carp King, went over and I went, oh, Carp King, saw that it was a PVA stall, and I said, I'll just go over to have a look, because I'm known as the Carp King, and the young lad on the stall said, oh, Carp King 71. I went, yeah, that's me. He went, yeah, I've heard of you. So I was chatting in general, and then but anyway, they give me a few bags of their PVA bags as a freebie to try out. So, oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. So in return, I'll just give them a bit of a shout out. So there's their packaging, Carp King, and all their bags have 50 PVA bags. So you pay about the same price as what you would for, say, like a bag of quarter PVA bags. But as you can see, they give 50 in a bag instead of 25. So for the same price, you get double the amount. So that's the PVA bags I made up yesterday, and yeah, they're a decent PVA bag, to be fair. So anyway, so enough about PVA. Making a small change on my rig. So far we've been fishing 2 rods on match the hatch and one on a white hook bait, all wafters so far, because we've had nothing. I'm just going to change it up a little. Same rig, solid bag rig, you know, 3 inches of supple braid, barbless hook, but I'm putting 2 of the rigs onto yellow hook baits just to try some a bit more visual. Perhaps the what I've been fishing so far has been a bit too camouflage for the fish to see, if they're maybe sight feeding rather than, you know, scent feeding. So yeah, so we've gone for 2 on something a bit more visual. These are the Mystic Plum dumbbell wafters and yellow rig. I've still got on a white hook bait, but it's a pop-up, and you can see just below the hook there I've got a BB shot just to keep it pinned down. Just nice and simple. So I'll be winding in the rod soon. I might go and have a wander around the lake. A few more people have turned up on the lake today, but I'll have a wind in, I think. Go and use the facilities and go and have a chinwag to Clive, who's over the other side of the lake. Oh. There you go. Stick the corners down. Like I said, not mega casting, but because of the breeze, the more aerodynamic you can make your PVA bags, the better, just to cut through the wind. And there we go. PVA bag using Carp King's PVA. So if anyone does see Carp King PVA online, it's not my brand, but yeah, it's decent PVA, to be fair. It licks and it sticks and it makes it a good bag. That's what you need. And if you get 50 bags for the same price as you do for quarter bags, you know, then that's good, to be fair, I think. Right, 2 more bags to make up, and then unless any fish happen between now and the wind in, I'll see you when the rods go back out. Right guys, I'm back from me little jaunt around the lake now. Say little jaunt, I've been gone a couple of hours. It's coming up to 4 o'clock. So I was chatting to Clive for quite a while, and a couple of the other people who's here on the lake at the moment. Yeah, so I am all ready to put the rods back out. Before I went off on my little stroll, I'd done me wraps already to get back onto the spot, so I'm already wrapped up. Obviously the bags are already made, we saw earlier on. So I'm not sure if I'm keen to put the rods out just yet, because there's a few coots and tufties over my spots. And where I've got yellow hook baits, you know, a bit more high vis. I know the coots and tufties on here like a yellow hook bait, so do I put the rods out now to get fish in, but then risk being picked up by the tufties while they're out there, or do I leave it another hour until it starts getting dark, so that they can't see me hook baits? And not sure. I think I might wait an hour before the rods go back out, just to make sure that them tufties can't see me hook baits, because I don't really want to recast unnecessarily. But yeah, we are ready to start fishing. I think I'm just going to wait for the bird life to disappear first. And guys, most of the bird life has disappeared. The only bird life that's kind of in my range, I don't know if you can see them up the channel, is a couple of grebes caught in each other. And as grebes are fish eaters, they're not going to worry me. So first rod I've picked up is my middle rod, so up to the corner of the island. So let's get fishing again. haven't picked the rods up in any particular order again, but this is a right hand rod. The wind has taken it a bit to the left hand side of the channel rather than dead middle, but it's fishing. Alright, left hand rod. There is a coot waiting on that clump of reeds, and I'm sure he's waiting for me to put this rig out so he can go and dive on it. Okay, so that's now all the rods set. The bobbins are kind of loose at the moment. How I normally set up my bobbins when I first cast out, just to allow a bit of looseness for the line to fully sink. I'll give it half hour or so, and then I'll take up any extra slack that the line hasn't sunk and put the bobbins back up to where I normally have them set. But yeah, we're fishing again. Hi guys, we have got one. So it's probably, I say probably not long before daylight. It's probably a few hours before daylight, but it's just gone 5 o'clock, and right hand rod up the channel slowly started ticking away. Wasn't exactly a rip roaring run, to be fair, but yeah, and it really didn't put up much of a fight. All it kind of really done was kind of give it some body weight and resistance. Didn't really try and swim off or anything. It more or less come in like a dog on a lead. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, how's about that then going? Oh. Definitely doesn't like my warm hands on her body. How's about that then, guys? 26 pounds of Aspen loveliness. As I said already, right hand rod. This was caught on a 12mm seafood white pop-up. So I know what that rod's going to go back out on when that rod goes back out. But yeah. Oh. Flip, let's spin around, see if she'll be looking at this fish, it's got like 2 scales at the back and then another 2 a little bit further behind. You'll see in a second. I'm not sure if I've had this fish before, but that kind of 2x2 scale pattern looks, I don't know, it just looks familiar for some reason. Come on, come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. See that sort of 2x2 kind of scale pattern by its tail, guys? But there we go. So, second night. Oh, that warm southwesterly's blowing. Yeah, the blank is out the way in the shape of this lovely 26 pounder, guys. Absolutely awesome. Aye. Just got to get a few pictures now, and then we can get her back. Yes. Hi guys, the rod has just gone back out. It's now 6:30, so hour and a half now since I actually hooked that fish. So yeah, that's a lot better now the blank is out the way, and oh, I said it'd be a couple of hours before it was daylight. It was sort of just over an hour really, so yeah. Not normally up this early, to be fair, being still a jobless bum that I am, but yeah, just goes to show that the mornings are getting a little bit brighter, that little bit earlier. The nights are starting to stretch out that little bit longer as well in the evenings. And in a few weeks' time, the clocks will go back and we'll have a lot more daylight hours. Clocks go forward, not back. Right, anyway, seeing it is only 6:30, I think I'll get back to bed for another hour or so. I can hear a rumble of jet engines in the background, don't know if you can hear that. Probably not, it's a bit too far in the distance. But that to me sounds like the B-52s that are currently stationed at Fairford taking off. Because they have a very distinctive rumble, and you can hear them from miles away with their 8 engines. Right guys, I've just been having a bit of a twitch on the middle rod. I'm going to lift into, nothing's happening now, but I'm going to lift up the rod just to see if anything's happening. I was literally just about to wind the rods in anyway, because I need to go and visit the facilities, but yeah. So nothing's happening now, but I'll investigate that rod first. Well, I think what's happened there, guys, is that's a fairly clean cut. I'm going to say whatever that twitch was on my line, I would say fairly certain that is a pike gone through my line and bit me off. Because I have got no rig, and what looks like a very clean cut on the bit of line that I've got left. I would 100% say that a pike has gone through my line and bit me off there. Right guys, so the facilities trip has been facilitated. I'm a lot more comfortable now. So before the rods go back out, I'm going to walk back round to this bit of land that's, you know, to the right of where I'm fishing, chuck another handful of bait in on each spot. Now I've had a fish, so I didn't put any more bait out yesterday because, you know, up to that point I hadn't had a fish. But now I know I've had at least a fish mooching around. You know, I feel it's perfectly acceptable now to just top the spots up with another handful of boilies on each of my spots. I'm sure the bird life has probably cleared out a lot of the bait, probably if not all of the bait anyway, so yeah, we'll top up the bait situation, and whatever will be will be. Like I said, we're not blanking now, so if anything happens it's a bonus. If it doesn't, we're not blanking, so it's a win-win. There we go. That'll be coming into land at Fairford. Quite an impressive plane, to be fair. To be thinking they've been flying for over 50 years and they're still tasked with flying for another 50 to come yet. There goes the old B-52 again, guys. Not sure if that's the same one, just going round again. Might be the same one, just its landing gear is down, as we can see. Yeah, truly impressive plane that, to be fair. And guys, so as you can see, 2 of my rods are already back out, because we don't need to see every rod going out every time. But right hand rod landed pretty much bang on where I caught that fish this morning. The wind picked up a bit for the middle rod and it took it about a rod length left of where I have been fishing, but as I said, it's a PV bag, it's fishing wherever it lands, so yeah, 3rd and final rod. I'll try and still aim for that little clump of reeds to dead out in front of me, just because yeah, pretty much on the left hand side of them reeds, so I'm happy with that. Just spotted in the distance, guys, another B-52. He's just circled round. Look at that, such a magnificent aircraft that is. Obviously coming into land, flaps and slats are down, landing gear down. What an awesome plane. All they need to do now is go and bomb the Russians out of Ukraine. Oh, controversial. And guys, quick shout out. Please don't bombard me with shout out requests, but this is a special one. I've mentioned earlier on, I was at the Big One show weekend just gone, and while I was walking around I bumped into a guy who watches my vlogs, Steve. He was with his wife and his daughter Jamie Lee, and when we bumped in, oh there they are. So yeah, when I bumped into him, the little daughter Jamie Lee says, "Dad, that's the guy that's always on our telly." So I said I'd give a very special shout out to Jamie Lee. So here's a picture of her. She wanted a photo done with me, so it's a big hello to Jamie Lee. So yeah, just a quick shout out there, guys. Well, please don't bombard me with shout out requests. This is just a special one-off. Hungry little grebe. Hey guys, so we're about 5:30 now, and time to redo the rods to put some, some fresh bags on for go fishing into the night. I've got 3 PVA bags already made up, what I made up this afternoon. Made them all up the same way as I caught the fish this morning, as in the white 12mm seafood pop-up. So yeah, like I say, it's 5:30 now, so it's time to get all the rods done while there's still daylight. As you can see behind me, the wind has died down a fair bit now, so we got a fairly flattish lake. There's a bit of bird life out there. I was kind of hopefully waiting for them to disappear, because I've been picked up a couple of times by the bird life, and they've dropped the rigs again, and you always wonder if you're fishing effectively when that happens. But yeah, if I leave it too long, it's going to be dark, and I'm not going to be able to aim effectively as what I could potentially do as if I left it to darkness. So, but anyway, so having said that, I've already got one of the PVA bags on the right hand rod ready to go. I'm going to wind in the rods sort of one at a time rather than winding in all 3, doing them that way like I normally do. I'm just going to pull one in at a time and do it that way. Right, hopefully the bird life doesn't watch this go down and think it's a free meal. Landed right next to him, which spooked him a little bit. I've just wound in my middle rod, guys, and there must be a pike out there. That doesn't like me, because for the second time today I've wound in a bitten off rig. Didn't even get no indication of anything happening that time, so so God knows how long that rod hasn't been fishing for. So yeah, there's absolutely no other marks or anything up the line, but just the end of the line looks like it's been cut with scissors. If only I could be that unlucky twice in one day. Hopefully no more pike in my area. Hey guys, so unless any more carpy action happens, this is potentially going to be my last cast of the session, because packing up tomorrow, obviously tonight's my 3rd night on the bank. I'm going to be packing up tomorrow morning early-ish, because looking at the weather radar, we got some heavy rain forecast for about lunchtime tomorrow, so I want to sort of get packed up and try and beat the bad weather, so everything's packed away dry in the morning. So yeah, here we go, potentially last cast of the session. So the first 2 rods have been lovely on target so far. Oh, and so was the 3rd rod. Oh, I've only just set the 3rd rod, and I've just had a little bleepy on the right hand rod already. I just hope it's not that pike going through my swim biting off another rig. I can't be unlucky 3 times in a row, surely. Good morning, everyone. And another fishless night. But it's not a fishless session. Hey. But anyway, guys, it's just coming up to 7 o'clock. As you can see, got a gorgeous sunrise this morning. It's just breaking through the trees at the moment. Yeah, that looks a very nice shot. I'm going to take a picture of that. The obligatory morning sunrise shot. There we go. So might show you that now, that picture I've just taken. But anyway, so as I said, it is it's 7:15. So basically there's heavy rain forecast today. I knew that already kind of in the last couple of days, but I've just looked at my weather app. Originally when I started this session it said the heavy rain was coming in from midday. Yesterday it moved forward to 11 o'clock. Now this morning heavy rain has moved forward to 10 o'clock, which is in 3 hours time. So basically I'm going to start packing up now. So, you know, I don't want to get caught in the heavy rain, and you know, there's nothing worse than having to put all your kit away soaking wet. So yeah, so basically I'm going to call an end to the session now. I don't think I've ever packed up this early before, but I'm going to this time just so I can get packed up, just to make sure I know, you know, everything is away dry and my kit isn't all mucky and all that. And would I pack up this early if I was so far on a blank? Probably not. I'd probably fish through the rain and see what would happen through the rain, but because it's not a blank, I'm going to beat the rain and get off early. Right. So yeah, I've already started to pack up, but just got a few more bits to get out the bivvy, get the bivvy down, obviously I'll leave the rods to last, and then yeah, we'll get off home. Right, thanks for watching this video, guys. I've no idea when or where I'm going to be next. I haven't made plans, you know, just living life willy-nilly. But till then, guys, tight lines, or unless anything happens in about the next hour while I'm packing up, then I'll see you then. Goodbye.